There's nothing Soldier Boy loves more than hookers, drugs, and killing Nazis. Yeah, he's about as American as it gets. So what's he gonna do when he runs across the ultimate Nazi superhero? Much less, what's he gonna do when he finds out he might have banged her in the past? Yeah, it's Soldier Boy versus Stormfront. So who's coming out on top here? Well, let's get into it. But before we get into it, well, if you think that Soldier Boy takes it, well, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you disagree, if you think that Stormfront wins, well, turn on that notification bell. Now let's get it. Clara Ringsinger, aka Stormfront, was born in Berlin, Germany in 1919. By 1933, she had worked her way into the National Socialist German Workers' Party, aka the Nazis. She was going to parties with Heinrich Himmler, even Adolf Hitler himself, and ended up marrying Friedrich Vogt. He ended up giving her the first successful injection of Compound V, causing Clara to become the world's first super. With Operation Paperclip at the end of the war, the two Germans were recruited to the United States, where Clara became known as the hero Liberty, and Vogt ended up injecting more people with Compound V, and that's where Soldier Boy comes into the picture. While the official backstory told by Vogt was that Soldier Boy was born dirt poor and learned the values of hard work, tenacity, and bravery, in reality he was born into a wealthy family and was sent off to a boarding school, where he eventually flunked out. After joining up with the military, he then used his family's connection to get tested with Compound V, officially becoming Soldier Boy, a true, living, breathing American hero. With his newfound powers, he was allegedly slaughtering Germans by the dozen in combat. But this was really all a lie. Instead, Vogt mostly just used him for wartime propaganda, instead of actually letting him fight real Nazis. He was too valuable to the company to risk. From then on, both Soldier Boy and Liberty remained major superheroes for the next few decades, actually even met up and crossed paths with each other, founding Herogasm in 1952. Liberty was committing at least a few racially motivated murders while masquerading as being a hero, and meanwhile, Soldier Boy was working black ops for the US government, spraying civil rights activists in Birmingham, killing anti-war protesters at Kent State, maybe even possibly assassinating JFK. You know, fun stuff like that. Liberty disappeared from the public eye by the end of the 70s, mostly because she was just a huge racist, and the media and her fans were beginning to not really like that. Meanwhile, Soldier Boy was the leader of Payback. Although some leader, he was physically and mentally abusive, constantly tried to keep everybody else down, and prevented them from building careers of their own. He was basically a dick, and the team hated him. So it probably wasn't really a surprise that when Vogt decided to move on from Soldier Boy, some new kid was coming around. I think his name was Homelander or something like that. Well, Payback jumped at the opportunity to put down their leader and hand him over to the Russians. By now, Clara came back as the edgy social media superstar hero, Stormfront, newest member of the Seven, and Soldier Boy woke back up after being held captive by the Russians for so long. And what would have happened if Stormfront had lived long enough to run into him? Oh man, that would have been an absolutely crazy fight to see play out. Stormfront is obviously super powerful and super strong. She can easily overpower somebody like Kimiko, basically treat that girl like a punching bag. She'll easily break bones, casually snap necks, mess people up with just a few punches. But it's mostly just that she was even remotely an equal to Homelander. Now, granted, they never actually fought. I mean, how could they when they were too busy making sweet, sweet love? But still, Stormfront was able to toss him all around. It looked like she was as close to an equal as you can get. But then Soldier Boy came around and showed us what being equal to Homelander really means. If you're a normal guy, if you're just a human, well, just get out of the way, because he can easily kill you in an instant. He can throw cars around like they're toys. Even his shield is crazy heavy. I mean, normal people can't even really move it. Soldier Boy can easily throw it around with just one hand. He's able to overpower all of Payback all by himself. Basically nearly killed Black Noir, left him with brain damage. Then he was able to match up against Homelander, beat up against Homelander, trade blows, catches punches, and most importantly, he left Homelander scared. First time that we've ever seen Homelander show any kind of fear in a fight. So yeah, Soldier Boy is stronger. He's also tougher. Okay, so Stormfront is entirely bulletproof. She can take hits with a crowbar, no problem. Even be able to be slammed all around by Kimiko, or take attacks from Starlight, or take attacks from Kimiko and Starlight. And again, they weren't fighting, but Stormfront did take a pounding from Homelander. However, she's also got her clear limits. Like a pocket knife to the eye is enough to cause her to lose that eye. She can take attacks from Starlight and Kimiko, but not Starlight, Queen Maeve, and Kimiko altogether. Then, of course, Ryan. Stormfront can take Homelander's heat vision during sexy time, but Ryan throws some her way and it's all over. She's cooked, toast, done for. Not the case with Soldier Boy. He's durable enough to take assault rifles fired at point blank range right into his mouth, being burned alive, cut by power saws, and blades being stabbed against his eyes. It all did nothing. The Russians tried for literally decades to conduct all these experiments to try and test his durability, and ultimately they didn't even end up being able to hurt him at all. He took attacks from each member of Payback. He took attacks from Homelander and didn't go down. He's likely the only guy that Homelander has ever truly gone all out against and not been able to injure. And Soldier Boy can even survive the impact and radiation of his own explosions. It was said that he's packing more radiation inside of him than a nuclear reactor. But it's really the heat vision that seals the deal. That shows just how much tougher Soldier Boy is compared to Stormfront. Because remember, Stormfront was put on death's door by Ryan and his eye blast, while Ryan shot Grandpa with that same eye blast, but from an even closer range, and Soldier Boy didn't even really get hurt. He took heat blasts from Homelander and lasers from Butcher, and really the best they did was just give him a small cut on his cheek. Stormfront was burned alive. Soldier Boy got a cut on the cheek. Those two things are not the same. They're not even remotely comparable. Meanwhile, Stormfront is really gonna have to rely on her lightning powers and electricity, because a close-up, hand-to-hand fight against Soldier Boy is just not the way to go. She's got no problem throwing it around. She'll use it to blast people through walls, even blow up parts of a whole apartment building. And again, she's definitely got no remorse when it comes to using her lightning. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. I mean, there's definitely nothing here to suggest that Stormfront's lightning is as powerful as Homelander's heat vision, much less even more powerful. And it would have to be a heck of a lot more powerful to put Soldier Boy down, because Soldier Boy stood up to Homelander no problem. And of course, that's not even talking about Soldier Boy's own radiation blasts. He can launch out powerful radiation from his chest, causing some absolutely massive explosions, just leveling everything all around him. And it's not just that. The radiation burns so hot that is enough to literally burn all the Compound V from a soup's bloodstream, leaving them powerless if it doesn't straight up kill them. Stormfront gets hit with this, well then it's really, truly game over. End of the day, there's no way around it. Soldier Boy is stronger, he's tougher, he's more powerful, he's got better attacks. He can put this Nazi in the ground once and for all. Soldier Boy wins. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.